www.999wefm.com. WeFM News online on demand.
Welcome to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited.
Venture into the ozone at Quartz Optical. Get your free eye exam plus free children's frames with any lens purchase. Adults get 25% off frames and lenses when you shop today with no cash. 3 to 24-month credit terms available. So book your appointment online today at quartzoptical.com. Get in on the deals and save now. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Promotion runs till August 31st, 2022. Special conditions apply.
Welcome back to WEFM's Midday News, brought to you with the kind compliments of Court St. Vincent Limited. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First, on the local scene. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, during his address at the 40th Passing Out Parade of Police Recruits, urged the 113 new recruits not to forget the fundamentals of being a police officer. Prime Minister Gonsalves said that many of the recruits may consider themselves bright, but warned that there are two types of brightness. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
And many of you are quote-unquote bright or may consider yourself to be very bright. But what is critical in your policing is not to forget certain fundamental values as to why you're a police officer and your interaction with the community which you are sworn to serve. And very early, I want to advise you that there are two types of brightness. A brightness which blinds and a brightness which illuminates. You can be driving your SUV on high beam and coming opposite you is someone with an SUV on high beam, and both of you so bright that you can't see one another. You blind one another. The kind of brightness is that which is made evident by illuminating pathways, and you can only do that in communion with your fellow officers and with the community at large.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, speaking at the 40th Passing Out Parade of Recruits on Thursday, August 18th at Victoria Park. The St. Vincent and the Grenadines Coast Guard Service, SVG-CGS, held a closing ceremony for its annual Youth Development Summer Program on Saturday, August 20th, 2022, at the Coast Guard base in Kaliakwa. The program was held in collaboration with the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, SVG Port Authority, Sagicor Life Incorporated, and Wind and Sea Tours Limited. It was geared toward uplifting our youths and catered to participants between the ages of 14 and 18. This year's program was held under the theme, Shaping Our Youths for Life's High Seas. Certificates will be presented to participants. Remarks were delivered by the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Colin John, and the Commanding Officer of the Coast Guard, Mr. Dion Henry, and a representative of the sponsors. The keynote address was delivered by Constable Miss Felicia Glasgow, a graduate of the 40th Passing Out Parade of Recruits and a former participant of the SVG-CGS Development Summer Program. Still in regional news, Commissioner of Police Colin John, during the 40th Passing Out Parade of New Police Recruits, emphasized the crucial role of confidentiality when it comes to the Royal Police Force of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Commissioner John noted that there have been times in the past where officers within the force had failed to recognize the importance of confidentiality and released classified information. Addressing the 113 new recruits at Victoria Park on Thursday, the Commissioner of Police urged them to learn from the mistakes of those officers and not repeat them.
It involves being confidential. We have seen in recent times where documents or information that is not to be posted on social media or divulged to persons are being divulged. It is not our force alone. We have seen it in other police forces. And these are things that we have to stamp out. The Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, we have a social media policy that prohibits persons from posting things that they are not authorized to post. And some persons who have breached that law or breached those standing orders, they faced disciplinary action. I hope that you don't have to learn by your own action, but you're able to look at what took place before you and you will not fall prey to things of that nature.
That was the Commissioner of Police, Colin John. The batch of recruits for the 40th Passing Out Parade is largest to date by far, according to Commissioner John, with a total of 113 recruits taking the oath of office as police officers in accordance to the Police Act of 2018. On to regional news. The Barbados Democratic Labour Party, DLP, has been told that in order to maintain and regain the trust of the majority of Barbados, it has to adapt an improved and reimagined way of doing things. As a guest speaker at the party's 60th annual General Conference held on Saturday, Marcelin expressed the belief that the people of Barbados needed the DLP as they grapple with continued hardships and to steer this ship safely back into its safe harbor. This is even though the people. Sorry, let me take that again. This is even though the people seemingly disagreed when the DLP failed to retain a single seat at the January 19 polls following the May 25, 2018, 30-0 loss at the general elections. He said, I say it is time for the Democratic Labour Party to understand that sooner than you think, you will be called to duty to address the current challenges that are being faced by your mighty nation. You must be ready to be the next government by the way of consulting with the electorate in earnest, developing transformational policies and effectively communicating these ideas to the people. You must be willing to stimulate thinking through constant engagement with your people so that they can understand the direction you are taking as an institution. And that is so critical to ensure that you are aligned to your overall objective, which is serving the people. Still in regional news, St. Lucia's Ministry for the Public Service, Home Affairs, Labor and Gender Affairs, Dr. Virginia Albert Poyote, appealed to the CARICOM Secretariat and regional governments to commit financial, material, and human resources to achieve gender equality outcomes in the national and regional development. The minister made the statement Tuesday, August 16th, at the opening of a national consultation on the CARICOM draft Regional Gender Equality Strategy held at the Bay Gardens Hotel. 42 participants representing 32 governmental and non-governmental agencies from St. Lucia participated in the consultation, which is being conducted in all CARICOM member states. Dr. Albert Poyote applauded Miss Anne-Marie Williams, the CARICOM Deputy Program Manager, Gender and Development, who facilitated the consultation, and praised the CARICOM Secretary on its much-anticipated leadership in the regional coordination of gender equality. Dr. Albert Poyote implored the Department of Gender Affairs to ensure the inclusion of new initiatives for gender equality in the upcoming national budget so as to guarantee the allocation of adequate financial resources for gender equality outcomes in all sectors. On the international scene, Singapore will repeal a law that bans gay sex, effectively making it legal to be homosexual in the city-state. The decision, announced by Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong on national TV, comes after years of fierce debate. LGBT activists in Singapore have hailed the move as a win for humanity, as the city-state is known for its conservative values. However, in recent years, an increasing number of people have called for the colonial era 377A law to be abolished. Singapore is the latest place in Asia to move on the LGBT rights after India, Taiwan, and Thailand. The government's previous stance was to keep 377A, which bans sex between men, but it also promised not to enforce the law in an effort to appease both sides. On Sunday night, Mr. Lee said they would abolish the law as he believed this is the right thing to do and something that most Singaporeans will accept. He noted that gay people are now better accepted, and scrapping 377A would bring the country's law in line with current social morals, and I hope provide some relief to gay Singaporeans. And finally, in sports, reinforced a no result in the decisive final one-day, bringing a disappointing end to a compelling three-match series at Darren Sammy National Cricket Stadium in St. Lucia on Saturday, 20th August 2022. Teddy Bishop top scored with 60 and Shonda Paul got 43 knocks, which propelled the West Indies A to 238 for 9 of their 50 overs. In reply, Bangladesh A recovered from 7 for 2 in the second over to reach 61 for 3 in the 16th over before the showers arrived to end the match prematurely. The series finished in a 1-1 draw, the hosts having won the opener by 4 wickets and lost the second game by 44 runs. Choosing to bat first, West Indies A were handed a strong start by Shonda Paul, who struck 3 fours and a 6 in a 59-ball knock to engineer a 67-run first wicket stand with captain Joshua Da Silva. When both fell in the space of 23 deliveries with 13 runs added, Bishop took charge of the innings in a 74-run third wicket partnership with Justin Graves, whose 36 came from 54 balls and included 3 fours. Fast bowler Sherman Lewis then put West Indies A in command, knocking over Mohammed Naeem and Saif Hassan cheaply in the second over of the run chase. Samaya Sakar was leading the visitors' fight back with an unbeaten 30 from 42 balls before the rains ended the contest. This has been WEFM's Midday News. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 3 p.m. for WEFM's 3 p.m. news. WEFM's Midday News came to you with the kind compliments of Coast St. Vincent Limited.
Be cool for school with free gifts and up to 50% off all the items you will need for back to school. Purchase an HP laptop for only $1,199 and get a free HP laptop bag. That's great, but wait, there is always room for a sale with more free gifts and up to 50% off furniture, appliances, and electronics. Save $500 in a washing machine and get a free iron, or get prices as low as $699 for now and get discounts up to $1,200. Get a blender, mixer, or even a microwave for free with your next purchase of a fridge or stove. Shop now with no cash and get instant credit for 3 to 48 months in store or online at shopcards.com. The savings, sales, discounts, and offers are all great all month long. Only at Courts. Courts, bringing value home.